In the ever-shifting landscape of Hollywood and the music industry, few names generate as much buzz, both laudatory and critical, as Scooter Braun. Long a powerhouse behind the scenes, Braun has once again been thrust into the public spotlight, but this time for reasons that have little to do with multi-million-dollar music deals. As of late August 2025, whispers have turned into credible reports linking the 44-year-old executive to one of Hollywood's brightest young stars, Sydney Sweeney. This new high-profile romance has reintroduced Braun to a global audience, prompting a renewed examination of his controversial career, his past conflicts, and his undeniable influence on modern pop culture. Before he was a tabloid fixture, Scooter Braun was a kingmaker. His journey began not on a stage, but in the trenches of artist management, where he demonstrated an uncanny ability to spot and nurture raw talent. His most famous discovery became a global phenomenon under his guidance. This success served as a blueprint for his burgeoning empire. The story of Scooter Braun is one of dualities: the celebrated mentor and the controversial dealmaker. No discussion of Scooter Braun is complete without dissecting the seismic feud that erupted between him and Taylor Swift. The conflict began in June 2019 when Braun's company, Ithaca Holdings, had acquired Big Machine Label Group for a staggering $300 million. This was not just any record label, it was Swift's former musical home. The deal included the master recordings of her first 6 albums. For Swift, this was the realization of her worst-case scenario. She publicly condemned the deal, describing Braun as a manipulative bully who had tormented her for years, often through his clients. The battle lines were drawn and the music world was forced to take a side. The fallout was immediate and intense. Swift's passionate fan base, the Swifties, mobilized online, launching a campaign against Braun that dominated social media for months. The dispute became a mainstream news story. Swift announced her intention to re-record her first 6 albums, to devalue the original masters owned by Braun, and encourage fans to listen to music she controlled. While the professional battle with Taylor Swift raged in the public eye, Scooter Braun's personal life was undergoing its own significant transformation. He was one half of a prominent power couple with Yael Cohen Braun, South African philanthropist and mining heiress. They married in a lavish ceremony in 2014, and they welcomed 3 children: Jagger, Levi, Hart. Their family life was often showcased on social media, projecting domestic stability. They were fixtures at high-profile events, blending Hollywood glamour and entrepreneurial success. But the marital bliss ended in July 2021. They announced their separation, they filed for divorce, and the proceedings were finalized in 2022. After the divorce, he stepped back from public dating, focusing on business and co-parenting. This quiet period coincided with him distancing from day-to-day artist management. By 2024, Braun began to re-emerge. He was briefly linked to a Canadian model, announced retirement from management, and transitioned to CEO of Hy-Vee America. The summer of 2025 ignited a firestorm of speculation. When Scooter Braun was spotted alongside actress Sydney Sweeney, the first notable sighting occurred in Venice, Italy. In June, the two were seen enjoying a stroll together. Their appearance came shortly after they both attended the lavish high-profile wedding, Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez, an event packed with global power players. Initially dismissed as a chance meeting, rumors began to gain traction with inside sources speaking to publications like Star magazine confirming a summer romance was blossoming. Between the 44-year-old executive and the 27-year-old star, Sweeney had been engaged to Chicago businessman Jonathan Davino 42, reports said. They called off the engagement in spring of 2025. The breakup put Sweeney squarely back on the market and made her romantic life public fodder. The pairing raised eyebrows. The 17-year age gap stood out. Observers noted a pattern in Sweeney's choices. Davino was an older businessman outside Hollywood. Braun appears to fit a similar business side archetype. The duo is being branded Hollywood's newest power couple. Neither has publicly confirmed the romance, but their repeated appearances together have spoken volumes. The story of Scooter Braun is a modern parable about power ambition, the high cost of public perception. For years, he operated as the ultimate industry insider, the man behind the curtain pulling the strings for some of the world's biggest pop stars. His legacy was initially forged in success stories like Justin Bieber and Ariana Grande, cementing his reputation as a brilliant if ruthless strategist. However, his public feud with Taylor Swift fundamentally reshaped that legacy. He was no longer just a powerful manager. He became a character in a global drama, cast as the villain. The bad blood with Swift did more than just damage his reputation. It served as a catalyst for a broader exodus of his high-profile clients and eventually his own retirement from management. In 2024, he stepped back from management and assumed the role of CEO at Hybe America. That move was framed as prioritizing family and well-being, but many industry observers saw it as a necessary pivot after relentless negative publicity. Now in 2025, Braun's story is entering a new phase. His reported romance with Sweeney has transitioned him from a behind-the-scenes power broker to a mainstream media fixture. His personal life now as scrutinized as his business dealings. This relationship places him at the center of a new narrative. Is this a genuine romance, a strategic alliance, or something in between? Regardless of the answer, it guarantees that Braun remains a subject of public fascination. The man who once controlled narratives is now a central character in one he cannot fully direct. As he navigates this new reality alongside Sweeney, his legacy continues to be written, not just in boardrooms and on album credits, but on the front pages of tabloids and in the court of public opinion. And for that reason, everyone is still watching.